Happy Sunday, YouTube family. We're back with Sunday Q&A. Any question you guys have regarding wholesaling houses, virtually or not, drop it in the comment and let's get it answered. Sorry I'm a little bit late. And also too is for those of you who haven't followed me on Instagram, I don't know what you're waiting for. Hit me up on IG at Khang, Khang .wtm. For those of you who's curious about my fitness, my six-pack ab journey, check me out on Instagram. All right, hold on a second here. Boom, let's turn off that lights. I got the lighting, you guys. The lighting is working amazing. Otherwise, I think we might have a little trouble with the lighting. Let me turn this a little bit this way. Got my mic. All right, any question you guys have about wholesaling houses, drop it in the comment and let's get it answered. So let me see here. Let me go on to my page. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys, in my channel, I'm sharing with you guys, I'm sharing and teaching and showing you guys, bringing everything that I have learned and everything that I will be learning about wholesaling houses and share with you guys. So hopefully you'll be able to get some knowledge from this channel and then implement, right? You got to implement, take actions, and hopefully you can go out there and create your own success. But wholesaling is all about going out there, finding a motivated seller, finding people that's not needing, or not, I'm sorry, but not finding people that's not wanting but needing to sell, which means they're in a situation where they need to sell their property quickly. And what it is that's where you can come in and negotiate, tie the property up in a contract at a discounted price, and then go out there, find a cash buyer that's willing to pay you more for what you got under contract for. And that's where you make your fee, all right? And wholesaling, what's nice about wholesaling is you don't need a boatload of money to start because it doesn't require you to buy the property, all right? You don't need to buy the property. You don't need to have any experience in construction because you're not going to fix these property up. All you're doing is you tying a property up under contract, and that gives you equitable interest into the property where you're able to either buy it or you can assign it to someone else, all right? So that's only for those of you who are new to wholesaling, who don't know what it's about. But if my thing is, if you are exposed to this business, dig in, dissect, dive into it a little bit more because it can potentially change your life financially heading towards 2019. All right, let me give you guys some shout out because this business, you guys, you can make as little as you want and as much as you want. The sky's the limit. There are guys that's in this game that are making $500,000 to $1 million a month wholesaling. And to me, wholesaling and wholesaler has the best lifestyle, all right, you guys, because you're able to do this virtually. You can be anywhere in the world and you still be able to wholesale, all right? So let me give you guys some shout out. Joe Dirt, Truth and Downfall, Katrina Harris, what up? Black T Jackson. If I mispronounce your name, I apologize. But any questions you guys have, drop it in the live stream right now and let's get it answered. What is your IG name? IG is, let me see here. Go to it's at Khang, KHANGWTM. Hit me up on Instagram, you guys, to blow me up. And also too is, I don't know, this might be a stretch, but the thing is, you guys know what? Wholesale to Million is all about taking our life, our business to the next level, and we do the impossible. All right, we do the impossible because we want to show people what is possible. So the goal is by the end of the year. Let's see if we can get 20,000 subscribers. I think we're about like 5,000 away. So that's a stretch. Any question you guys have, drop it in a comment right now. JVC, what up, Khang? How much horsepower does your Mercedes have? Oh, dude, that one, 510 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds. But yeah, man, I have a lot of people trying to race me. I smoke them all. So far, obviously, I haven't I haven't seen one of those like supercar that I can go against. You know, like the Corvette. Those are pretty fast. Why are opiate? Come on. Rob Palace. How to find ARV? Rob Palace, I guess that's the name. Rob Palace, how to find ARV. Finding ARV is all about finding comparables, finding property that are similar to the one that you're looking to lock up in a contract. You want to stay, the same bedroom and bathrooms as you can. Square footage, 100 plus or minus. All right. And check Zillow, Redfin, iComps, Trulia, Realtor.com. All of those are a great site for you to go and find comparables. The next thing is you want to do is call some local realtor. If you're having a tough time, all you need to do is call some realtor. Don't give the realtor the address, right? Call the realtor up and just say, hey, my partner and I, or I'm with an investment company. We're looking to fix and flip some properties in the area. Just wanted to know, what do you think a bedroom and one bath go for in perfect condition, right? So just give them something like that, and they'll be able to help you, give you some ARV. All right. But another best way is the best way is being able to get access to the MLS. So either you connect with a realtor, your partner's a realtor, but having access to MLS is so important because it does help you figure out the ARV really, really good. It's the best. Nicole Power, how do you negotiate the seller down? So Nicole Power, to be able to negotiate and get seller to drop their price, there are a couple things that you probably need. One is you need to know how to talk and communicate with the seller, and you need to ask them the questions to get them to drop price. When I first started, I asked them like, hey, can you go any lower? Is that the best you can do? What's the least you can take? That is not good enough. You have to give the seller the reason why they need to drop the price, all right? And Nicole Power, if you are serious about this business, and if you are having trouble talking to seller and you want to improve that so you can convert more of your leads into deals or lock more deal up under contract, check out my King Kong Seller Script package. In there, I actually share with you how to talk and negotiate with seller. I'll share with you the 3 questions to ask them so they can drop the price, all right? And another thing is when you do negotiate with them to get seller to drop price, you also sometimes want to share with them comps. But the comparables, the comps that you're going to share with the seller is the lowest comp that you can find in the area. All right, so you try to find the lowest comps in the area, and those are usually short sale, bank-owned property, but the seller doesn't know, right? So you want to pull some of those low comps, and then you share with the seller, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, as we're looking at some comparables, what are selling in the area for, here's a house here, right? Just give them like a street name, doesn't have to be address. Here's this house that sold down the streets, exactly similar to it's sold for this much. And I'm saying bank own or short sell because those are properties that are typically, they sell it at a discount, all right? And that's where you want to tell the seller, and that's how you get them down to the price. But you also need to know the important question to ask them. If you guys haven't checked out my King Kong Seller Script package, the link is in the descriptions, and it'll blow you away. Dean William, how do you gather ARV for duplex in competitive market? Dean Williams, so duplex is, duplex is the same thing. You find comparable in the area, but when it comes to duplex, people might look at rent, all right? They might look at ROI, how much, return on investment. So how much this duplex can rent for, all right? But as long as you stay under 4 units, it's the same thing. You got to pull up all the comparables, all the duplex that are sold in the area, and that's how you find the ARV. And I don't know what you mean by in competitive market. Finding ARV doesn't matter if it's competitive or not competitive market. If it's a competitive market, it should have been easier for you to find comparables. All right, it's harder to find deals but it should be easier for you to kind of find comparables because more people are selling and buying things. You guys, if you are new to the channel, if you don't know the rules, if this video add any value to you, then smash the thumbs up for me. If I shout out your name, smash the thumbs up. So one of those, right? One of those. Daniel Welcome wearing this Armani. No, it's not Armani. You know, you guys, my wife and I, when we go shopping, it's all about finding the deals, right? Everything I'm wearing is from H&M, so these are cheap. And the ring that I wear, I have so many people think that is diamond, but it's not. I get them for like $8 at like Forever 21, and my wife bought like a bunch of these, so when it goes old, I just throw them away. AJ Adam, which course of yours teaches virtual wholesaling? Adams, I don't have a step-by-step that shows you how to virtually wholesale because I did do that. I did create video on my channel that shows you exactly, like kind of step-by-step, not like an in-depth, but it gives you kind of a layout of how to virtually wholesale step-by-step. But the thing is, Adam, to me, the most important thing that you do need in this business, and this is from my bottom of my heart, my true honest opinion, is you need to know how to talk and communicate with seller. You can have all the other information, right? You can know how to market, you can have all the system, but if you do not know how to talk to seller and communicate with them, negotiate with them, how are you going to lock you up in a contract? So that's why I am so pushing my Khang seller script package, because that's actually one of the things that's actually changed my business. And actually that's one of the things that once I learned, it took my business to a whole nother level, because I was able to duplicate how I communicate with the seller to somebody else. So we're able to hire on VA, and that's how we're able to scale my business, because I was doing it all by myself. And when I asked seller a question, I was all over the place. So it's never like consistent, like it's never the same, right? And that's why. And AJ Adams, yep, man. So Wilfred A, do you always use your own BC contract? BC contract, or do you sometimes use buyer? BC contract. Do you always use your own BC contract? Oh, buyer contract. Okay. Yes. I'm sorry. That took a while. Wilford, yeah, we always use our contract. We do not use buyer contract, period. The reason why is because we know that our contract that we use, it protects us 100%. It gives us a way out, and also too, it's we know that it protects us, and that's why we use it. We don't use somebody else's contract because because I don't want to have an attorney review it and all of that. So we only use ours. I don't use the buyer, period. And I do have buyers that wants me to use it, and like I said, you guys, I really operate my business a little bit different. So I always, when I either talking to seller or I talk to buyer, I always want to let them know that I am not fully the decision maker. I have partners or team members, that I have to go get approval. So I'll just go back to them and say, hey, you know what? My partner said, no, we can't. We only can use ours. Oh, man, I forgot my tea. I think I should go get my tea. I don't know where I put my tea. Oh, man. Okay, Pearl, you guys, I'm really going to try to pound these questions out. So any question you guys have, drop it in the comment. I'll try to get to it. Do you recommend driving for $1 and just dropping off letters with contact information at the house I find? So this question comes from oh man, I can't even pronounce your name. But I'll just pronounce the last, Jado69. Yeah, Drive for $1 is a really great way. If you haven't listened to V interview, I interviewed V yesterday. She got into the wholesaling houses business, $0 within 6 months, scale, and made over 140K. All right, over 140K, and she does Drive for $1 and a lot of referral. And the thing is, you guys, driving for dollars or any marketing channel, putting 1 or 2 hours in and asking to get result, it's just not enough. It's not enough. You guys got to put massive actions. All right. So V treat it like it's a normal job. You know, she puts out 6 to 8 hours a day to do it and do it 3 times or 4 times a week. And as you build up your cash, right, as you start getting money from the business, then you can start scaling up and hire people to do the things you don't want to do anymore. All right. But to get to that point, you must do whatever require and need it from you to get to that point. But driving for dollar, when I drive for dollars before, I get the address so I can skip trace. I even bring some paper with me, so I handwrite it's very simple. My name is Khang. You know, my name is Khang. I want to buy your house. Please give me a call. I can pay cash. And then I stick it on there. I stick it on the door, the window. Like, you want them to see it, so I put paper all over the place. All right. And then I get the address, I come home, I skip trace, and I cold call them as well. So you need to do everything you can to get in contact with that homeowner. When virtually wholesaling, how do you inspect the property if it's out of states? Great questions. So when virtually wholesaling, how do you inspect the property if it's out of state? So how we do it is that you're going to have your buyer inspect the property for you. All right. You can hire a company. There's a company that will do it for you, where I share that on my private Facebook group. There's a company that will come out and do it for you for, I think, like 100 and something. All right. For like 100 and something bucks. But the thing is, how we do it also is that you, obviously, you know, if you guys don't have the money for that, because obviously, you know, if you lock a lot of property up in a contract and you spend 100 something, it add up. So how we do it is that once we negotiate with the seller, lock that property up in a contract virtually over the phone, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to send our buyer to go out and look at the property. So we just basically Basically, when we gather information from the seller, we ask the seller how much they think the repair cost would be, all right? And then what we do is, based on what we know that it's going to cost to fix it up, we make them an offer based on our calculation. Then we send our buyer to come out there, right? We send our buyer to come out there, and then after they walk through the property, then they'll come back and they'll let you know, okay, your rehab is good. No, your rehab is off. You know, your repair cost estimate is off. So your buyer is the one that's going to do the inspection. Okay. Hopefully that makes sense. So let me know if that makes sense. But that's how we do it. We send our buyers, buyer go in, buyer do their thing, and buyer come back and let us know. Gene Kalai. I'm sorry, I must have chopped your name. Gene Kalai, just starting and want to know the step, and could you let me know where I can obtain the script? Gene Kalai, if you want to purchase my King Kong Seller Script package, the link is in the description. It's $4.95. And Gene, before you purchase it, listen to me. This is only for those of you who are ready and are committed. For the massive action taker, I don't want you to waste your money if you are not ready. If you are not ready, don't buy. I don't want you to waste your money, all right? There is no push button. There is no magical pill. But if you are ready and committed, I'm telling you, the script that I'm going to share with you is going to blow you away. It's going to help you convert more leads into actual deals. All right, you guys? Whether you're cold calling, you go door knocking, I don't care what you're doing. The script will show you how to control the phone call, how to talk to the seller, the important questions you need to ask, and how you can actually lock property up on the contract without ever going to see it. All right. And if you're like, Khang, I am ready. I want to take my life, my business to the next level. I don't want to, a year from now, being in the same place where I am today. And also, too, is you guys got to understand, you either spent the time or the money. Now, listen to me. Money, you can always make again. But time, once it's gone, you never get it back. Because for some of you guys are debating, like, is it worth it? Should I buy it, or should I try to find my free way to collect all the knowledge? Should I try to piece everything together? You can. All right, you can try to do that, but what I'm telling you is, do you want the next week, the next month to just focus on, like you have it already, and just focus on finding deals and talking to the seller and just locking you up on a contract? Or do you want to spend the time to gather and figure out that information? Remember, money you can always make again, right? Money you can always make, but time you never get back once you lose it. And that's how what my wife and I, when we first started, we pulled the trigger on it. I think we paid like almost $8,000 for 3-day seminars because we're just ready. We don't want the next 6 months, the next year, the next 3 months trying to figure this out. All right, trying to figure this out. We know that once we figure it out, we can always make the money again. But anyways, you guys, there you go. Which of your course especially teaches virtual wholesaling? AJ Adams, the King Kong Seller Script Package has all the contracts in there, the purchase and sell, the addendum, the assignment agreement, all the contract. I share with you all the live call that I talk to seller. The King Kong Seller Script Package is just showing you how to talk and lock property up on the contract, man. It's like to show you how to control, how to talk to seller, how just to dominate them, right? When they call you, your conversion rate is just like boom up there. But to teach you how to vertically wholesale, you can check out all my other video, and then you can join. Also, too, is when you make the purchase, you'll be able to join my private Facebook group. All right, there's some great people on there, you guys. A lot of go-giver. If you have any question, you run into any problem, any speed bump that you are basically can't make a decision yourself because you don't have the experience. So you need somebody to give you that, like to verify and to give you that push and say, hey, you're on the right track. Keep going. And when you have that confidence to make the next step, like you know what I mean? Like you can just pull the trigger and just do it because So it's a great community to be a part of. Rich Khang, how do you keep your buyer from seeing the wholesaling fee in the contract until they send the earnest money to escrow? Oh, Rich 37. That's a great question. And when I first started, Rich, I didn't know how to do that like I do now. And yes, that was one of my concerns. So most of the time, I have to like double close. And when you do double close, you got to understand that you are now the buyer, so you're paying for the closing costs on the seller side, all right? So it's a lot of times that could take a lot of away a lot of your fees, right? A lot of your fees if you're talking about the house price are like $300,000 or $400,000 or $500,000, right? Because typical closing cost is roughly about 3%. So let me do the math for you really quick. So if the house is $300,000 that you were trying to assign, and if you're doing a double closing, and you have to pay for the closing cost, that closing cost would have cost you about $9,000, right? So how I do it now, Rich, is I share that with you in my King Kong Seller Script package. I'll share with you in the addendum how to send out the assignment agreement to the buyer, all right, without sharing the assignment fee. And then once they drop off the deposit, the non-refundable deposit, and then I'll show you how to send them another addendum, like 4 days or so, 3 or 4 days or whatever before closing, to send them an addendum showing them how much you make on your assignment fee, but that amount, it's obviously is going to be taken off of the price that is already agreed on. So they're not paying more or anything like that, all right? They're not paying more. Now, at that time, you will expose to them your assignment fee, but the buyer can't back out because they already dropped the non-refundable, right, you guys? And typically when I do this is to new buyer that I work with that I felt like they're going to have issue with how much I make, which they shouldn't, right? Like, we don't care how much they make, so they shouldn't care how much we make. The thing that they need to care about is that we have agreed on a price that work for them and work for us. That's all that matters, all right? So, but a lot of time in life and in business, there are people that worry about how much you make instead of how much they are going to make, all right? Or just worry about the number that works for them. In business, there are people like that, so we just need to find ways to go around that, all right? So, So there you go. If that's something I can share with you in there, but you have to buy it. What do you do in case seller has no equity? How can I buy? How can I build my seller's list? UNX Teddy 901. How can I build my seller's list? I think you meant buyer's list. Tell me if I'm wrong. Finding seller is just going out there, whether you're door knocking, driving for dollars, you're cold calling, you're sending postcard letter. That's how you generate potential motivated seller. All right, it's by advertising. All right, advertising, market yourself, your company, what you guys do. As far as you mean like building buyers list, there's so many ways to build buyers list. Is that there's a lot of times that there are a lot of times is that there are buyers that are like legit and there's not legit buyer, right? And you will know what I mean as you go out this. There are buyer that will like, okay, you know what, I'm interested. You went through and spent all the time doing all the work, and then they find back out that they not a really serious buyer, right? So to build your buyers list, there's just so many ways, right? Wholesaling houses full time. That's a Facebook group. Connect with your local. Go to your local RIA. Post a ghost ad on Craigslist. A ghost ad is just saying, hey, we got a property. You don't put the address. You just put the street, right? We got a property located here. It's 60 cents on a dollar. Or if ARV is 100,000, you can buy for 50,000. And then what it is that a ghost ad is just for you to attract the buyers so you can connect with them. It's the only way. Some people say, well, Khang, I don't think it's right if you put a ghost ad on Craigslist. Dude, I mean, how else are you going to have somebody, how else are you going to attract a potential buyer or fix and flipper or a landlord to click on your ad and to contact you? I mean, they are happy that they're going to be in contact with you, right? Because they are out there seeking for wholesaler. So when you put a ghost ad like that, they would love to connect with you, right? I mean, when I first started, for those of you who are OG, who've been following me, you know that when I first started, I started out as fix and flip, right? I did fix and flip, and when I go on Craigslist, I click on those ads, right? Oh, 60 cents on the dollar. I click on them, and they said, hey, Khang, it's already taken, but we would love to put you on our buyers list, right? We would love to put you on. So you guys, I'm at both ends, right? I have fix and flip where I look for deals. I look for other wholesalers to work with, okay? So I know. So I click on that ad and then I connect with them, right? And some wholesaler, we end up working with them. And if it weren't for them putting that out, I mean, I wouldn't be able to connect with them. So that's what you do. Go to your local RIA, call some local realtor, ask them about if they have any buyers that's looking for deals. You can put them on your list as well. Liz, how do I help a vacant property owner overcome his embarrassment enough to negotiate a sale? Liz, I'm not sure exactly what you mean. How do I? Well, first of all, Liz, it's all about talking about the price. If the seller is embarrassed about the condition of the property, or it's been vacant, or it's a hoarder house, right? I have dealt with them, right? If it's a hoarder house where it just, oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, so let me tell. I got so many stories, like I don't even know where to begin. But when I first started, right, I didn't know how to do it virtually, so I was going out there, meeting up with seller, and this house, you guys, was horrific. The worst house I ever been to. So basically, the house been vacant for over a year. That was her mom's house. Her mom is now in their nursing home, and as she was brought up in that house, and her mom was a hoarder, and there was poop all over the place. The kitchen, the sink, all the thing was all the way up to the top. Obviously, it was trash. And she said that's exactly how she was living. And it was like, I was like, oh my gosh, right? And, and when you go there, you obviously don't want, when you know someone's pain it really depends on when you need to push it and when you don't push it, right? Because you don't want to come off like a jerk and things like that, and you know. So I talked to her about, oh yeah, you know what, you know, we can really see the potential in this to make this house beautiful again, you know, and so things like that. But you know, you got to understand that there's going to be a lot of work, right? There's going to be a lot of work that's going to need it. But we are so used to these kind of property. We love it. That's what we do. Is we buy property up, we fix them and remodel. We take, you know, we take them where they are now, and we make them beautiful again. And we can actually see this house being really looking really nice. But I hope you can understand that's going to take a lot of work, and we don't mind the work. We just want to make sure that the number work for you, right? The price work for you and work for us as well. That's all it is, right? But these are the kind of property that we love, right? So, so yeah, oh my gosh, it was horrible. And there's another story where I tell you guys, I mean, when I first started, my whole goal, my goal is to get deals locked up on a contract. There's some things that I did where I wouldn't suggest like any girls go and do them, right? If you're a girl, when you go meet people, it's like, so one time I went and met this seller, and she was just weird. But I went to her house, and she's like, hey, Khang, can you bring some dinner? I don't know how the conversation all started, right? But she wanted some dinner, and she didn't have dinner that day. And I said, okay, no problem. You know, I'm at it. I can pick up some Chinese food. You guys won't believe it, man. You guys won't believe it. But I took some pictures, and I sent it to my realtor, right? Because I sent it to some realtor that I work with. So these realtor, they are also an investor themselves. They buy property from us before they buy fix and flip property, and they're also an agent. But man, I went out there and I met up with her. I brought her some Chinese food. I went out there and I met up with her, and oh my gosh! So she said, "Hey, Khang, before you get in, you know, I'm really embarrassed about the house and things like that. You know, you know, can I blindfold you?" You guys, all I'm thinking is that, you know what, like I was pretty much fearless. I was kind of worried about other things, but I was like, Khang, you got to get this deal, right? I was thinking just about getting the deal. So, but I was also kind of worried. I did kind of look around a little bit, right? And she said, hey, Khang, before I walk you through the house, I want to blindfold you because I don't want you to be shocked. Anyways, I end up agreeing. So she blindfolded me. She grabbed my hand, bring me in, and we sat at her dining kitchen on the floor. Ducks. There were ducks poop all over the place. There were ducks walking all around me. There were cats. And we're sitting there eating dinner. And it brings me back to when I was back in my mud hut. It brings me back when I was back in Vietnam, living in a mud hut, sitting on the floor, dirty, stinky, and we're eating there, chowing down Chinese food. So yeah, I got some. There's some other crazy story. I can't even tell you guys all of the story. Any questions? Okay, let's go back to some questions. Okay, any questions you guys have? I'm sorry, now I lost track of where I'm at. So any questions you guys have, drop it in the comment right now. And you guys, if you haven't followed me on Instagram, hit me up on IG. I'll punch it in right now. Go to at Khang.wtm, and you guys can follow my fitness journey as well. How I got a 6-pack. Believe it or not, check it out. Any other question you guys have, drop it in the comment. Let me see here. And you guys, if you do enjoy this and if it add value to you, if you got some nuggets from it, don't be shy, smash the thumbs and let me know. And so also too, if you are new to the channel, boom, smash the subscribe button. You guys, don't pass the chance about wholesaling. If you guys are new to wholesaling and you don't know what it's about, I would have just not, if I were you, I would dive in more to it, do a little bit more research, and see if it's for you or not, all right? If you are a go-getter, if you are a hustler, go, like G-O-A-L, go-getter, a hustler. If you're an entrepreneur, if you're looking for your next business gig or your next journey that you want to take on because you're tired of working for somebody, or you maybe have a business right now that is not working out for you, and you want to take on this a new venture where you're going to be like, hey, you know what, I'm going to stick to it, I'm going to take massive actions. I don't want there to be a limit or a cap to what I want to make. Wholesaling houses is your answer. It's your answer. You can make as much as you want, as little as you want. Once you be able to do it, you work on your own time, work whenever you want. You can, boom, break that alarm clock and don't need it no more. But when you first start it, it required a lot of work. It's definitely not a get rich quick, you guys. I want you to understand, wholesaling is not a get rich quick. You see me posting checks. You see other people posting checks. It's not a get rich quick. But one thing I can tell you is that once you know how to do this business, once you know the process, once you do your first wholesale deal, it is addicting, all right? You're going to get so addicted to it because you know that the sky's the limit. That you know that, man, if you can make 1,000 on that deal, you can go out there and you can make 100,000. And if you can make 100,000, you can make 1,000,000. So knowing what I know now, I can share with you one thing. Is that if you want to make 5,000, 10,000, 15, 20,000 a month on this business, it's like not hard, right? It's pretty easy. Once you get the process, right? Once you get the process and then you take the money and you keep on reinvesting and you grow, it's not hard at all. It's not. It's when you're trying to scale up to like 6-figure, right? 6-figure a month, 100,000, 2, 3, or 400,000 a month. Then that it's required, obviously it takes more work, more effort, more money back into marketing, all right? And scaling up. Now you got to build a team and all of that, all right? When you're trying to make 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 a month, you can kind of do it yourself. But when you're trying to scale up, then you need to hire people. Patrick, Khang, purchased my King Kong seller script last night. Any idea when I will get it? Patrick, I'm so sorry, man, but I don't know what's going on. I think Keith is working on it. Whichever email that you purchased, Patrick, whichever email that you made the purchase, go to that email because there should be a link that's sent to that email because all of the products is digital. So once you make the payment, you guys, everything is digital. So you should get it in your email like that, like right away. But if not, Patrick, shoot us an email. I hope, shoot us an email and we'll get that to you ASAP. And I want to say welcome to the Massive Action Taker family, man. Let's take your life, your business to a whole nother level. Oh man. So let me see here. Massage band. Would you be willing to work with me on my first deal? Massage band. Like the thing is, I have a lot of you guys ask for a one-on-one because I'm starting to mentor John. John paid me like 35 G's. So if you guys are looking for a one-on-one, and I don't, it's not for everybody. It's only for those of you who really just need it and say, Khang, because there's so much information out there. Listen to me. There's so much information out there that you can get, okay? And there are people that are cheaper, right? There are people that are cheaper as well. And there's just so much information out there. You just need to take massive action and just apply and implement. The one-on-one, you guys, is for those of you who are just like me, who are like, you know what, Khang? I just really need the one-on-one. I really need someone to take me by my hand, show me step by step, like I am a massive action taker. I don't have a problem taking action. I don't have a problem of putting in all the hard work, right? I just don't want to waste any more time, and I just need guidance, and I just need someone to take me by my hand and show me A, B, C, exactly what to do, and to work with me, to take me under their wings and to work with me. And that's where the one-on-one come in, because right now I'm doing cold call with John, right? I'm actually cold calling with John. I'm calling seller with him. And we can talk to buyer with him, and also too is that I also work with him as I'm the purchase manager. So he set an appointment. I call the appointment back. I locked in the deal up in the contract. So we work like we are like partnered together on the business. And that's the one-on-one. And I give and share you everything I got and everything, all of that. So if that's something that you are like interested in, like I said, it's not for everybody because the price is just so much, right? But that's the only to me, that's what worth for me, right? That's the value that I put in myself. If you guys want the one-on-one, and like I said, some of you guys said it's too much, too much. I understand, because it's not for everybody, and I'm not looking to mentor everybody. I'm just looking for the one, right? I want to make sure that we can bond as well. It's not like just you, just like, hey, Colin, I got 35 G's. Here you go. Nope. I want to make sure that we're compatible as well. So when I picked John, there was actually 5 other people, or I'm sorry, 4. So John is the 5th. So there's 4 other people that actually put in the inquiry and actually want to do with a one-on-one and willing to pay the price. But I picked John instead because I just felt like there is a connection there, and I felt like the connection there, and I can relate to his stories and all of that. But if that's something you guys are interested in, there is a link or there is a video on my page that you guys can check out. Just punch in, just go to like how much Khang charge for a one-on-one, and I think the video will pop up. Anthony Wright, 35G is more than fair. And yeah, so the thing is, let me tell you guys this. When you ask people for mentor, it's not like the price does sound a lot, but when you think about it the other way, is that does the other person wants to mentor you? That is another question. All right, you guys? Because what it is I promise you, once we're done with the 3 deals that I'm going to do with John, he'll have everything all set up, and he will look at the 35,000 completely different because he know that he can do that in one deal. All right, you guys, in one deal. So he's going to look at it completely different because now he know that he can make that over and over again for the rest of his life. But anyways, let's move on to that. Caleb McDell, can I use the King Kong in person at appointment, or is it just for over the phone? Caleb, yes, you can use the King Kong. Listen to me, you guys. And maybe I haven't, maybe I am not good with putting this into work. With the King Kong seller script package, is whether you're doing it virtually or you're not. Okay, you can use the script exact same way, because all I'm going to teach you is how to handle the objections, how to talk to them, how to negotiate with them, whether you're meeting the seller or you're not. Those of you who want to, those of you who want to lock you up on a contract virtually, great. Those of you who want to go meet the seller, great. It's the exact same questions, and most seller will ask you pretty similar questions, and I share with you how to handle the objections, how to control them, and then how to come back with the seller. All right, you guys? And I show you how to negotiate with the seller. I mean, I went and meet seller before. So whether you're meeting seller or you're not, whether you're cold calling or you're door knocking, whether you meet them in the streets or not, it's the exact same layout of how you're going to talk to the seller and lock and deal up on a contract. But trust me, when you got my King Kong seller script package, go back to my channel and watch some of those live cold call, and you will see the value in it. Like, you will see the value, all right? Like, you actually will see the value. And also too, is you're going to be able to listen to some of the live call that I talk to seller and how I lock their property up on a contract over the phone as well. All right, you guys? You will see the value. Like, you will see that this is the reason why people are having trouble locking property up on a contract, because they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know how to negotiate. They're wasting their time when they haven't even got a commitment with the seller. Then they're setting an appointment. They're driving out there half an hour to meet up with the seller. What if I were able to just to save you all that time by showing you in the King Kong seller script package how to handle them? All right? How to get the commitment before you even go out there and meet up with them. All right, you guys. Freddie, hey Kong, I'm on the fence about sending yellow letter or just cold calling my list, which is faster. Now Freddie, now you gotta look at where you're at financially. If you can send letter and then skip trace and cold call, I would do both. All right, I would do both. It's the more action you take, the more things you do, the quicker it is that you're going to get a deal on the contract. All right, you guys? So I would do both. Now, if you don't have the funds, if you don't have the money, then you got to do the hard way. You got to sit there, skip trace, and cold call them. You guys, yesterday, for those of you who follow me on Instagram, you know what I'm talking about. John and I, and I'm sitting there for an hour and a half cold calling. Man, my back hurts. I haven't cold called in a long time, you guys, because, we have our VA, because we got the script, so we can train the VA up. They can cold call, so I don't have to do that anymore, right? Once you start getting some money, you can start leveraging up by leveraging your money, hiring out other people to do the task for you, which you don't need to do, right? So, man, it's a lot of work, man. It's a lot of work. For those of you who think, like I'm saying, that's why follow me on IG. I want to. The reason why I do that is because I want to take those of you behind the scene. I want to let you guys know that this takes work and it requires a lot of work. All right, but the more work you put into it, you're gonna yield the results. And the results, it's just priceless, all right, you guys? Once you get that first deal on the contract, once you get that money back, you will know now that, man, like you're just a few steps from quitting your job. Maybe you're one deal from quitting your job. Yeah, there you go. One deal from quitting your job. One deal from going to your boss and say, I'm done. See you, bro. Or see you, bro. Whether it's a girl, female or a male. Done. I'm done. Ciao. I'm out. Right? Maybe you're just one deal from just going in and give them like, hey man, I'm out, dude. I've been stuck in this job forever. It's time for me to take my life, my business to the next level. Ciao. Bye. See you later, alligator. No, actually, you don't want to see him later. Okay. Kat, Khang, who meets the seller for you? We do it virtually, so we don't send anybody out to meet the seller. Who takes photo of that? Oh yeah. So you mean like Kat? You mean like to go take photo? There's a company that if you go into once you purchase, that's that. So when you purchase my King Kong Seller Script package, you also come onto my private Facebook group. That is also where I expose and share with you guys more in depth into the business and things like that. So these kind of questions, I'll be able to give you some tip and feedback. But there's a company that does it for you for like $70. They come out there, they meet. They can take pictures with the seller. They don't negotiate the deal with you. You can also ask the seller to send you photos. All you need to do is ask. All right? And they can send you photos. When I first started, I didn't know that. I didn't know that I can ask the seller to take pictures and send to me. So now you do. Now you know. So you can ask the seller. Any other questions? Israel Diaz, do you recommend to have a inspector check on the property to include that in your wholesale package? Israel, we don't do that. I don't do that, but I know there are people that actually do that. It's actually up to you. When you hire an inspector, it's going to cost you money. All right, it's going to cost you money, and it's going to cost you money for them to go out there. And the thing is, Israel Diaz, you got to understand, does not matter what number you provided to the buyer. The buyer is going to have to do their own due diligence. There are some buyers that will buy the property sight unseen, but most of those buyers, those are buyers that buys property at an auction, and they're just so used to buying property at the auction without ever physically seeing it. So all they do is sometimes they just need pictures, right? They just need a picture of the property. They just need to know the bedroom, bathroom, the square footage, and they can calculate and know if it makes sense or not, all right? And they're willing to take the risk to buy it sight unseen if the price is right, that works for them. As far as getting inspected to verify so you can put that in your package, to me, I really don't think it's necessary at all. I don't think the buyer will buy your deal quicker because you got that. I mean, that's just my opinion. Some might agree, some might not agree. But you know, but your number have to be very, very, very close, right? When you talk to the seller said, hey, it needs kitchen update, it needs completely remodel, and you're estimating the rehab is like 10,000, and the buyer comes out there and the buyer's like, oh my god, this is like a 50,000. So you kind of need to know your rehab cost a little bit, right? To figure out to figure that out. So that way you send it out to your buyer don't think like, you know, like they don't laugh at you, like think you're like an amateur. But to me, you don't necessarily need to hire an inspector because your buyer will have to send someone out to verify that information as well. Stephen Ann, I quit my job without the one deal. You got balls, man. You got guts, dude. Ba-da-ba-ba. How do I get the seller to sign the contract without seeing the house? They usually want me to see the house first. This question has come from C-A-Z. I can't pronounce it. C-A-Z. Last name is, I can't even pronounce it. B-U-R-E-E. How do I get the seller to sign the contract without me seeing the houses? They usually want me to see the house first. Yes, because if you are looking to virtually wholesale, that is one of the questions that the seller is going to ask you. Now, if you know how to handle the phone, that questions will not come up. Like, it does come up, but it's really rare. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It comes up, but it's rare. Now, that's also too is what I share with you in my King Kong Seller Script package is how to handle that questions. And the thing is how you handle that questions is you just need to tell the seller is that hello, I can't pronounce your name. Okay, let me pick one here. David. Okay, let's just say David's the buyer or the seller. David, I want to share with you kind of like a little bit about our company, how we do, what we do, and how we operate. All right, and hopefully it will fit for you. So how this works, David, is that once we agree on a price that works for you and for us, right? And then we'll send you a purchase and sale agreement for you to review and sign. Now, after we have mutual acceptance, which means after you accept and we have accept, you accept, you know, you agree to sell the property, we agree to buy the property, and then at that time, we'll send out one of our local professional, like our contractor or our inspector, to walk through the property to verify, make sure everything you told us is correct. So that way, we hope that you can be honest, upfront and honest with us when it comes to rehab costs or repair costs, right? So as long as you're upfront and honest with us, when we send our guys to go out there to verify if everything is correct, there is really no reason why we couldn't move forward to closing. But that's how we work. We don't send anybody out until we can come to an agreement because we don't want to waste your time or our time. Even if you put your property on the market, that's the kind of process that you would go through. But what's nice about us is that we're not going to get a home inspector or we're not going to need to get bank financing. We just need to send a contractor to go out there just to verify all the information you told us is correct. If everything you told us is correct, then we should be able to move forward to close on this property. And that's how you bypass that from them to go out to see the property. It's saying that that's how our company works and that's how we operate. We close a ton of deals doing it that way. And most of the time where the deal doesn't work out is because the seller's trying to hide something or didn't tell us something. All right. Like for example, you tell me, oh, the house only need paints and a kitchen update, and we went out there and the house is sagging down or sinking, the foundations, there's a problem, the roof is missing, the house is totally destroyed. Now that's where it becomes a problem, but we never had an issue with moving forward to close on it if everything you told us is correct. That's it. And most sellers understand that. Like, they don't want to, you tell them, we don't want to waste your time. If we haven't agreed on the price, there's really no reason why we send someone out there. Justin Greathouse, what up, bro? What up, man? Happy Sunday. I'm closing this week on my first deal. Thank you so much, man. You have gave me everything I need to succeed in this business. This will not be my last. Thank you. Woo! Boom! Smash the thumbs up for Justin. Justin, drop me your actually email me, because I normally come back to this and I get all like mixed up. Justin, email me at wholesale-to-millions@gmail.com. I'm punching it in right now. and let me get you. Let's have Keith connect with you, and let's get you onto the channel to share your stories and your first wholesale deal. So drop me an email, Justin, and let's get you onto the channel, bro. How do you market or find cash buyer quickly? This question come from Darren. Oh gosh, man. Sorry, man. Can't pronounce your last name either. Darren. Okay, so post it on the Wholesaling Houses Facebook group, because there's like gotta be like 80,000 member on there. All right, you guys. And the thing is, you guys gotta verify these buyers. Some of these buyers, like I said, it could be the wholesaler. Somebody wants to JV with you on your deals. But how I would do it is find your local RIA, find the local RIA, and then attend your local RIA. Or there should be a Facebook page for a local RIA where you can put out your deals that way. That's what we do. You can also call some local realtor and ask them, hey, do they have any a cash buyer that's looking for a fix and flip property in this area? And if they say they do, then you just tell them, hey, you know what? We just got one of these property up on a contract. We're not, we have a lot of project we're working on right now. So this one here, we're looking to assign it over to another buyer. And then they would obviously get into talking about the commission and all that, and then you can figure all that out. But call some local realtor, pop it on Craigslist. Don't put the address, just put the street name. Don't put the address. If you do put the address, you're going to have some not serious buyer drive by the property, or you're going to have not serious buyer, going on. They even go and knock on the door, try to talk to the seller as well. All right, don't put the address, just put the street name, and then have them contact you. Call them up, text them, verify with them, then give them the address. All right. But you just got to take massive action. If you want to sell the deal quickly, it's take massive action and continue building up your buyers list, all right? Continue building up your buyers list. Khang, I've been watching your channel all day, and I just got my first house under contract like a minute and a half ago. Boom! A minute and a half ago. That is coming from, can't pronounce your name at all, man. Alante. I'm sorry, you guys. Khang is a high school dropout. Grew up in Vietnam in a mud hut. Grew up dirt poor. Have no education when I was back. Have no formal education when I was back in Vietnam. I came over here to America when I was about 9 or 10. So when I go to school, I have to learn everything all over again. And I dropped out of high school when I was like a junior high. But mentally, freshman, I was out of there already. I was showing up just to pass the class. So my reading skill, my writing skill, my math skill, it's just not good, right? So my math is probably better than my reading and writing, but I'm gonna still need a calculator. And the reason I share that with you guys is just to let you know that this business, it doesn't require you to be super smart. You don't have to be intelligent. You don't have to graduate from college. You don't have to be have a college degree. All you need is the willpower and the work ethic. You gotta be able to willing to put in the work. If you have that and you're committed, you're gonna succeed. That's all. Any other questions? Let me see here. Okay, just a few more minutes and we'll be done. That means we hit 1 hour. All right, you guys. Any other questions? Drop it in a comment regarding wholesale. Martin, I don't do lease options. I don't do owner finance. I don't do seller. I don't do owner finance. I don't do lease option. I don't do subject to. I teach you how to make it nice and clean. It's lock property up on a contract and just assign it to a cash buyer. And then once they close on it, you walk away. You're not in the picture anymore with the whole lease options. Those one, it gets into a little bit more legal technicalities, right? And you do a lease options, or you do own a contract, or you do subject to. Some of them like owner financing. The seller becomes a bank, so it gets into a little technical. And if you assign it, you just make sure that when you get into those, you make sure you want to do them right. The one thing to do it right is have the right paperwork. That's what it is. So I don't teach you that. I just want to be out of the picture. Khang, my question is, how do you look so fresh always? Dude, it's just like what you just roll out of bed like this, bro. Hold on a second, that's funny. You know, I don't. Let me turn on the lights a little bit more and see if we can get better lighting. I don't, dude. I don't, man. I do it for you guys. I do it for you guys. And right now I'm in a phase of button-up shirt and bow tie, or that what's that called? Like holster? I don't know what that called. And then a tie. Like I'm in this right now. I'm probably gonna go at it for a while, and then I'll go back to like t-shirt or something. I don't know. But right now I'm digging this, so I'll probably do it for a while. Oh, so yeah, you guys must follow me on Instagram. Hit me up on IG, because next week, this coming Sunday, my wife and I are going to this masterminding group. It's called the Collective Genius. These are the power player. It makes me like I'm a small fish in the tank. These are guys that we are looking to be where they're at. They're making $500,000 to $1 million a month wholesaling. All right, you guys. So follow me on, and it costs about 20 or 25K to join this group, and you must do over like 100 deals already, or your network, or your net worth. Your net worth have to be like X amount. So these are like some power player guy. So follow him on Instagram, because you don't want to miss that, because I'm going to do some video, I'm going to do some pictures, and if you guys want to get that, you know, if you guys don't want to wait for it, you guys want to see it, that's where I'm going to post. I'm going to post it on Instagram. But I'll still do the video and then pop it on YouTube. It just takes some editing and things like that, you know. But I like to snap picture and post it, snap picture, post it, or do a quick. Oh yeah, man. When I go on, when I'm on Instagram trying to do the 15-second and the 1-minute video, oh man, those are a challenge, right? Because a lot of times I try to say a lot of stuff and then try to put it in that 15 second to minute second. I sometimes have to do a couple takes, you guys. For those of you who don't know. JVC, do you like import tuner cars? No. JVC, I don't. I only like to me, like new car. Yeah, I don't like to buy, you know, just because now that we have the money to buy it, I don't like to buy old car anymore, right? For those of you who follow my channel, who know that when I first started, let me tell you guys some stories. So when so I grew up in a family, my whole family has Honda, right? We know Honda, Toyota, they last forever. So when I first met my wife, it was, I think it was a Honda, right? I went through a couple Honda, but there was a Honda, it was my dad's car. It was a really old Honda, got to be like almost 300,000 miles on it. But when I pick up my wife, that car cannot go any more than 25 miles per hour. Even if I step on the gas all the way, smoke's starting to come up. And man, I went and picked my wife, when we first dated, I went and picked my wife up on that car. And and then we ran out of gas. I didn't have any money. So I borrowed her $20. And that, because of borrowing her $20, I end up owe her my whole entire life. So, yeah, I didn't have any money for gas. I borrowed her some money for gas, but, yeah, man. But that car was hilarious, man. When it tried to go up a hill, it's worse. When it goes up the hill, I have people pass me, look back at me like, what the? I own a 753 horsepower Toyota Supra. Man, those Toyota Supra, freaking beasts. Freaking beasts. Yeah, you would definitely smoke me, bro. Yep, definitely, bro. But yeah, now I'm also really into cars. Never thought that I was a car guy. Never thought that I was a car guy. But once my wife bought me the our first brand new car that we got was a 1996 Honda Accord. We scaled from a 97 Honda over 200,000 to a 2006 Honda Accord, and we went from a 2006 Honda Accord to a brand new. So the 2006 was also brand new. We went to a Lexus that's also brand new. That's when I started to get into cars. When she bought me the IS350 F Sport. It has about 305 horsepower. Man, when I got that car, you guys, I was like, dang, this is fast. I was like, man, this is like Fast and Furious. Right? I was going from a 97, from a Honda to that. Man, and then obviously now we got the C63S in the family. This one is the next one here. I'm setting this one out for 3 years from now. It's a Ferrari 488. I think that is just probably my, I don't know, man. That's probably just a show-off car. That there is probably just a show-off car. The C63S, it is truly my dream car. It is. When I saw it back in 2015, I put on my vision board. I set a goal to want it to get it. I didn't want it to be an easy, right? I could have gone and got it, but I didn't want it to be. I want it to be where when I go and buy it, it didn't the price that I paid for it didn't really mean anything, right? And so when I went to the dealership, you guys, I was like, dude, just this is the car I want, man. Just get me the price. Let's go, right? So so that car there, 3 years from now, it's not, like I said, we'll probably go get it if we want, but I like to set a goal for it. And I mean, that's kind of my wife. That's always been something that we do. We always set a goal, and then so that way when we so it makes us feel more deserving, right? When we go and when we do it and we buy the thing we want, we feel more deserving. It felt like you earn it, right? You earn it. There's so many people that set goal, and if they don't hit it, they still go treat themselves. And to me, what that gets you into is it gets into a problem, because you keep on rewarding yourself whether you hit the goal or not. So when you set the goal doesn't really mean anything. Does that make sense, you guys? It doesn't really mean anything, because you don't feel like, man, for me to get that, I must hit this, right? But so many of you guys, you set and then you don't hit it and you still reward yourself. And to me, that's kind of bad. Leonardo, Khang, how do you assign contract virtually? It's exactly the same thing as if you were to sign the contract with the seller virtually. So once you find the buyer do their whole thing, then you send your agreement to your buyer, and what's called is DocuSign. There's e-sign, there's DocuSign, where you can send them to sign the agreement virtually. Or you can send it through a PDF, where they can print it out, sign it, and send it back to you. But we use DocuSign, all right, to get virtual signature, to have them signed electronically. Alonso Wisdom, Khang, you make it fun to learn too. I love it. Awesome, man. When I first started a channel, you guys, I would think that I'll be so boring. The wife's like, oh my gosh, Khang, nobody's gonna watch you, blah blah blah. Or I don't think she say that, but she said, oh gosh, you want to be famous, you want to be known, right? You want to be famous, you want to be known, oh my gosh, and things like that. But honestly, when I first started the channel, you guys, I thought that I was going to be boring. I really didn't think that anybody was going to, I really didn't think, I think people will watch and subscribe, but I really didn't think that we're going to get to where we are today as quick as we are, right? As quick as we are. So I'm just now I go around, I tell my wife, yeah, oh yeah, that's how I do it, boom, no. But believe it or not, when I go talk to friends and family, I brag about my YouTube channel more than what we make in wholesale, hands down. We actually keep our wholesale we actually keep our wholesale really kind of down on the down low, because when you go talk to your friend and family, some are like, they make it seem like they're happy for you, but man, when you get like when all of when your whole entire family income combined equal out to your 1 month, like someone will be like, dude, like okay, we want you to do good, but not that good, right? So some of them will get jealous and things like that, and you don't want to cause that kind of tension in the family anyway. So typically when they ask, I just kind of like, yeah, this is what we do. It's pretty normal, you know. We work all the time, which not we don't, but you know, that's what I tell them. So I just kind of shove it up to the side, and I just share what I tell them about the YouTube. That's all. I say, yeah, man, yeah. So I brag about you guys more than my wholesaling. JVC, we watch if you add value, so we always watch. Yeah, the thing is, you guys, that's why I'm telling you guys, in life, there is never something for nothing. So if I sit here and don't say anything, don't add value, am I going to get subscriber? Heck to the no. Only the crazy one, right? Only the crazy one. But there's never something for in life, you guys. If you want something, there got to be something in exchange. There is never. So like my wife and I, throughout our life and throughout our journey, we have to trade something for something else, right? If you have big goals and big dreams, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna make more sacrifices. You're gonna work harder than other people, right? So for those of you, you know, your goal is like 5,000, 10,000 a month. It's different from those that are their goal is like 20,000 or 100,000 a month, because when they make 5 to 10,000, they feel like, man, I gotta hustle, I gotta go. But for those of you, you'll be like, yep, I'm good. So your sacrifices, your amount of work, you put in less, right? There, you guys, there is a price tag to everything in life. The bigger your goals, the bigger your dreams, the bigger the price tag. And all it comes down to is you ask yourself, is it worth that price tag to you? Not to me, not to her, not to your friend, not to your family, not to your mom, to your dad. You ask yourself, is that price tag, is the price that I'm willing to pay to get to where I want to be? You guys, there's a price in life. Everything in life, there is a price. All right? So when my wife and I, so let me share with you guys a little bit more. For those of you who probably follow me, you hear me say this all the time, and it might get boring, but when my wife and I met at the age of 18, all the way to, and then we went at the age of 18, once we start making a little bit of money, right? Once I start having a full-time job and my wife has a job, we made some money, but instead of going out and rent an apartment and pay like $900 or $1,000 for a nice apartment, guess what my wife and I did? We sacrificed and live in this little shack. This little shack, 11 by 11. If you haven't seen the pictures, follow me on Instagram. This little shack behind a mobile home park. So her mom has a single wide mobile home, and there's a little shack, right? It's supposed to be a shed, and I call it the love shack. Just to be funny, JK. But there's this little shack out back, and we went in there, we cleaned it up, we painted 11 by 11. It's enough to put a bed, and guess what we used for our table? For 5 years, we sacrificed and pay the price for 5 years, from the age of 18 all the way to we're 23, to live there, save up our money, so that way we can reinvest into ourselves and to our business. So every money was reinvesting in ourselves and reinvesting into our business, so we don't have to live there forever for the rest of our life and living paycheck to paycheck for the rest of our life. And that is the price tag that we were willing to pay. All right, you guys. So let me tell you, when we were in there, so we bought it. So at that time, there were VCR, right? For those of you who know, VCR. So there's a VCR box. We will use that box for our table to eat for 5 years. We eat on that VCR box. We have a little tiny TV, a little VCR. It's enough for our nice, we got a big dresser for my wife, a bed, and a TV. TV was like right there, right? It's a little tiny one. Man, we sacrificed. And we run a power core. We ran a power core from the single wide all the way out to the shack. And we have this little small heater. And it takes about 15 to 20 minutes to heat up the room. Winter was the worst. Winter was the worst because every single time when my wife and I leave for work, we have to unplug. Because you guys know why? Save electricity. It's all about saving and just saving, because that's all we know. We didn't know about, you know what, it's like you shouldn't save that, or, you know, you should put your money to work. And, you know, we didn't know. Like, we like I said, we are normal, average people that are just has the work ethic and just have a goal and have a dream and just willing to work. And we just have that work ethic and just willing to work hard. Like, we're willing to pay the price tag. But we're not smart. We're not genius. We don't have connections. We're not growing up in a rich family, right? Our family was an entrepreneur. Like, we didn't have anybody feeding us. Like, hey, you know, instead of working for somebody else, you should go create a business for yourself on the side here. So when you grow that, you can quit your job. Like, we don't have any of that kind of knowledge pouring into us. All right, you guys? So anyways, so when my wife and I leave for work, we unplug. When we go back home, man, I remember I started my job at like 5 o'clock in the morning. So at first, I started out as a night shift. I started work at 1:30 p.m. and I work all the way until like 9:30, and it takes me half an hour to drive home. And when we go home, we'll plug that heater in. And then my wife and I will curl up in a blanket for about, you know, until it warms up. And that's the only time that she let me hug her. That's the only time that I get to hug the wife. But every single winter, that's what we did. And we have friends and family said, you know, you guys, life is short. Why don't you go out and have fun, enjoy the money? Go rent a nice place. But my wife and I didn't say anything, right? We didn't say anything to them. We didn't say, oh, you know, yeah, we didn't say anything. We kept it silent because we knew that where we are now, no matter what we say, they are not gonna they just won't listen, because it just doesn't make sense, right? These guys are, you know, these 18-year-old couple are trying to say they're gonna be millionaires when they're living in a little shack, a high school dropout, very low form of education, don't even know what an IQ is. Honestly, didn't even know what an IQ is at the time, and they saying they want to be a millionaire. So we dissing our friends and a lot, and they said life is short. But to us, life is short. All right, life is short. So you don't want to spend the rest of your life working for somebody else until you're 65 and 70 and retire. Why can you sacrifice your short-term pain so you can enjoy your whole entire life and do whatever you want, whenever you want, with whoever you want? See, so the mindset was different. We're thinking about more like, hey, we're not looking to do this forever until we're 65 or 70. No, we're looking to, like, at that time, my wife and I really just want to be a millionaire and retire like when we're 30. Like, it was a fantasy. But you guys, things really come into play, and all the puzzle, it just starting to click. The people come into your life, like you're starting to hear things that you never heard before, and then you're starting to see things, and you're starting to aware, like things just start to happen. But you just want to stay focused on your goals and on your dreams, right? Let the naysayer, do what they do, and don't let them stop you from achieving your goals and your dreams. Don't let them tell you that you can't, because they can't do it. Because they don't know your potential. Nobody knows your potential, right? Only you can. So yeah. Anyways, but that's all I want to share with you guys. Is you don't have to have everything, you guys. All you need is to have the work ethic and the commitment and the drive, and then just stick with this business, and I promise you get there, right? By the time you know it, you look up, you do your first deal, your second deal, your third deal, you're scaling up, and then you start coming out with a YouTube channel. You start sharing back with people, giving back with people, and be a mentor for some people. When I first started, everybody, when I first started on this journey, if someone came to me at that time and said, Khang, one day you're going to mentor people, you're going to have your own channel, you're going to have this many following, I'd be like, get out of here, dude. I'll be like, no, that's exactly what I say. I'll be like, get out of here, man. Let me do my thing. Just let me figure this out, right? Just let me figure this out. Like, I would think they're crazy. But a lot of times, you guys, and that's what I'm telling you, things happens. And if you're willing to work hard to stick with it, and to stick with it and to put in the work, it's going to pay off. So I don't have any alarm clock no more, man. No alarm clock, no schedule. And you get work with whoever you want, whenever you want, do whatever you want. There's people that wants to pay you. You like, screw you, I don't want to work with you, so I don't really care because I don't really need the money. Making more, it's like when you get to the point where all your bills, everything is taken care of, making more will be much, you're just looking to make more. You're just looking to make more money. So it becomes much more fun. The journey will become much more fun. It doesn't become so stressed because you're not waking up thinking about you got to take care of this bill, that bill, and things like that. So there are people, if you don't want to work with you, be like, I don't want to work with you because, I can go make the money from here, and I don't really need it. So anyways, you guys, it's just when you have the money, it's about having choices. It's having, you be able to have choices. And that's what's the good thing about it. Is you have to, is you get to have choices. You don't have to do what you don't want to do. That's it. And that's what money provides, is choices. So anyways, you guys, take care. Have a great rest of your Sunday. Thank you so much for every single one of you guys that have subscribed to the channel, able to join me live, share the live stream, smash the thumbs up, comment, all of that. Thank you so much, you guys. Take care. Have a great rest of your Sunday. I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao.